Hi, my name is Tine Vrønding. I am a medical doctor affiliated at the Department of Gynecology and Obstetrics at Copenhagen University Hospital, Hvidovre Hospital. Further, I am a PhD student at the University of Copenhagen. Today, I would like to talk to you about vaginal microbiota transplantation for treatment of vaginal dysbiosis without the use of antibiotics. These are my disclosures. I am under an unrestricted research center grant from the company Freya Biosciences. So before we talk about vaginal microbiota transplantation, I think I would like to stress the impact that the human microbiome has on the entire body. So bacteria, viruses, and fungi takes up more than 10 times the number of the human cells that we see in the body. It is up to 1 to 3% of the human body weight that is due to the microbes that we have in the body. So just to be more specific, a woman weighing around 50 kilo would have around 1 kilo of microbiomes in her entire body. So allocated to different body sites, the microbiome of the body takes up a lot of space and has a huge impact on a lot of functions in the human body. We have over the last years become more and more in depth with the microbiome in each body site, and that is definitely due to the massive development in the technology on how we can detect and see these microbes. So just to take you through a little history, it started with the microscopy and the culturing of microbes. So who the microbes were and how big they were, and we could grow them. Leading to the qPCR methods, where we could see specific microbiomes and microbes and what they were doing. And today we have these sequencing techniques, which is the 16S sequencing and the shotgun sequencing, which also called the metagenomics sequencing. And these sequencing methods makes it possible to sequence the whole bacterial DNA we see in the samples, and that gives us a much greater vision into what kind of microbes are there and how many they are, and in what amount they exist in the body. So with this technology, we have more and more knowledge about the microbes in the body and in different in body sites, and what they can do to the body and how they can change as well. And to give a little overview about the interest in this field, which is of course very much due to the technology, we see that in 2021 there were more than 4,000 publications on the microbiome in women, and actually more than 1,000 in connection with the immunological link to the microbiome in women. So there's a huge interest, and it's only increasing over the years. So today I would like to focus on the body side of the vagina and the vaginal microbiome. And when we talk about the vaginal microbiome, we talk about either the dysbiotic vaginal microbiome or the eubiotic vaginal microbiome. The dysbiotic vaginal microbiome, also called vaginal bacterial vaginosis, has been a clinical diagnosis combined with microbiological diagnosis, and most often is used the Amsel's criteria or the Nugent score, but recent years we have the more molecular diagnosis, where we use the qPCR or the sequencing methods to see what kind of microbiomes do we see in the vagina. So to be specific, a vaginal dysbiosis is defined as a loss of the lactobacilli, and here we talk about the four most common lactobacilli that we see in the vagina, which is the crispatus, the gasseri, the jensenii, and the iners. And the iners is here highlighted in red because it's become more and more clear that the iners lactobacilli is more a pathogenic lactobacilli. I won't go deeper with that today. And then we see instead a presence of the bacteria most dominated by the Gardnerella vaginalis, Atopium vagina, and Prevotella bacteria. Those are the most common bacteria we see in the vaginal in the vagina, and the most common one is definitely the Gardnerella bacteria, which is due to this dysbiosis. It is important to to talk about vaginal dysbiosis because around 20% of all women in the reproductive age is assumed to have this condition. This is seen in the literature. And what is more interesting is that up to 40 to 50% of these women, they don't suffer from any symptoms due to this condition. And why is it even interesting to talk about vaginal dysbiosis? It is interesting because it is associated with a lot of outcomes in fertility and in pregnancies. And we see in studies that there is associations between vaginal dysbiosis and infertility. There is associations between vaginal dysbiosis and early euploid pregnancy losses. There is association to late pregnancy losses and as well in pregnancy to preterm birth. So it is a very interesting area, and it is very much has very much a link to both fertility treatment but also to pregnancies.